HTTP servers are essential in delivering web content to users. They make websites, applications, and services available to a global audience. ThousandEyes HTTP server tests help businesses ensure the reliability, performance, and security of their online services. Testing identifies issues like slow response times, server errors, or downtime, allowing businesses to promptly address these problems before they impact user experience, brand reputation, and revenue generation. By proactively monitoring server availability and performance and end-to-end connectivity via HTTP server tests, organizations are better able to provide a smooth user experience and maintain customer and employee trust, which ultimately contributes to their success in the digital landscape. Let's create an HTTP server test. Navigate to Test Settings under Network and App Synthetics. Click the Start Monitoring button, then select the HTTP Server Performance card. You'll see the HTTP Server Performance configuration, where you'll set the target URL, domain name, or IP address of a website you wish to monitor. Include a port number if the server uses a non-default value. The defaults are 80 for HTTP URLs or 443 for HTTPS URLs. Choose a test interval to set how often the test runs. Next, select the agents to run this test. These can be cloud agents, enterprise agents, or a mix of both. First, we'll take a look at the network and security settings. When you create a web layer test, network metrics are included by default. You'll see packet loss, latency, and jitter metrics, as well as relevant BGP routes to the public target. You can schedule test execution using either default or randomized start time. With default, all agents start the test at the same time. This is ideal for synchronized data collection and comparing performance across agents at the same moment. With randomized start time, agents start tests at different times within the interval. This helps prevent traffic spikes and better simulates real-world conditions. For protocol, you can choose either TCP, which is the default, or ICMP. This setting determines whether the agent sends TCP packets or ICMP echo request packets to collect data for the network metrics and path visualization. Choose a protocol that matches your network environment, taking into account firewall rules or router access control lists, as they may block certain types of packets sent to or from the agent. If you're unable to see hop-by-hop details in the path visualization, use TCP for the protocol and check the in-session box in path trace mode so the agent establishes a TCP connection to the target and sends TCP packets within that connection. By default, our agents make 3 path traces per path visualization round. You can increase the number of the path traces up to 10. You can also set the HTTP server test's timeout setting from 5 seconds to 60 seconds. The test will wait up to this number of seconds for a response from the server before concluding the test. Additionally, you can specify the target response time for the server. This option defines a color-coded legend for the HTTP server view. If the test completion takes longer than this threshold, the results are displayed in red instead of green, indicating a potential problem. You can also enable distributed tracing. Distributed tracing tracks HTTP requests across multiple services to find delays or failures in complex applications. You can use this to identify slow services in microservice architectures for faster troubleshooting. As it adds overhead, uncheck it if you only need basic HTTP availability or latency checks. In the HTTP communication and performance section, you'll also find HTTP layer configuration options. Here you can control the HTTP request characteristics and how the HTTP response is handled. In the response section, you can change the expected HTTP response code to check service availability. You can also look for specific text in the response headers or body to confirm that the response is exactly what you expect. In the request section, you can change the HTTP version. Select the request method, set a user agent string, and add other headers to the request. Also, in the user agent option, you can emulate any client or mark test traffic for tracking. Finally, in the additional settings section, you can add a description of your test. Once configuration is complete, click Deploy. Once the test is created and executes, you can check the outcome in Network and App Synthetics views. The HTTP server view shows the HTTP server layer, as well as network and BGP layers to help you understand the network performance to the target HTTP server. And that wraps up our video on HTTP server test configuration. Thanks for watching.